Upon the king we must bear all.
The Works es una película del actor y director británico Elliot Barnes-Worrell que adapta la dramaturgia de Shakespeare y la ambienta en Peckham, el barrio donde nació y creció. La multiculturalidad de ese barrio en el sur de Londres permea su creación.
So The Works is a modern story told entirely through Shakespeare's words. I believe if Shakespeare was alive today, he'd be writing stories that are current today, now. His themes are current, but his places aren't, because he was writing for those times. So The Works is an estate in London, a multicultural estate in London, and everyone being affected by one incident. How something very small can escalate to something extremely big. We have same-sex relationships, we have love and hate, and we have reputation, which is such a huge part of a young man's world.
De padre originario del Caribe y madre procedente del este de Europa, Elliot decidió estudiar actuación, graduándose en 2012. Con una carrera en cine y televisión a través del Reino Unido, Barnes-Worrell decidió pasar al otro lado de las cámaras, primero con un proyecto denominado Bloke Fears, en donde cuestiona los estereotipos de masculinidad y sentimientos asociados a esta. Con The Works, rinde un homenaje a Shakespeare en su 400 aniversario luctuoso, a la vez que continúa en la misma línea de exploración.
So yeah, in stage work, I've tried to go against cultural stereotypes. So it's very common for a young black man to be cast as a bad guy, or a thug, or a gangster, or a best friend, but not the lead. I wanted to remove myself from that. There's also an idea that Shakespeare belongs to white men. And rich people, and elitism, and academics. I also wanted to dissolve that. So I spent a year and a half at the RSC, where I played everyone from a prince to a king. I've been here, I've been on stage with Ray Fiennes, playing opposite him. I've shot films where I've been a Haitian millionaire who owns a yacht. I've never tried to go for the stereotype of a young black male.
Elliot Barnes-Worrell comparte la idea de que Shakespeare es universal y pertenece por igual a un pakistaní o a un japonés, pero también a las nuevas generaciones a las que tiene en mente.
The reason I constructed a new narrative but used his themes and his words is because I think he still speaks to everyone. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to bring Shakespeare's voice to people that haven't heard it before. There are people out there suffering with the issues that Hamlet suffers with, that Henry VI suffers with, that Lady Percy suffers with. But because they've never been exposed to Shakespeare in the way that they can directly relate to, that they can see themselves reflected in his work, they've missed an opportunity to be touched by Shakespeare, to understand him, to have Shakespeare come into their lives. So I think what can happen in the 400th year is we can celebrate how multicultural the world has become and use his words that still speak to us to introduce them to our generation. Britain meaning a multicultural Britain, an accepting Britain, a Britain that you see in our society, in our major cities, in London, Manchester, Liverpool. Maybe not a Britain that's reflected in our politics, but in our culture, in our hearts and our souls. That's the Britain that I represent.
Dum, dum, dum.